Yo, what's up, guys? I'm back. It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute. I'm tired. You can probably see it, man. I played basketball today for the first time in years, like a long time. But I figured I would come up here real quick, play some chess, do some chilling, do some coding, possibly watch some videos, possibly. Your phone. You might watch some videos. We might do some leak code, some free code camp or something later on. But I'm gonna get the brain warmed up with some chess first. Excuse me. Yo, what's up, bro? What's up, Carlos? Man, yeah, I'm gonna start play a little chess. I'm thinking instead of doing bullet. Oh, it is. Let me fix it. Is that better? Testing. Like here is probably good. I should probably put some coding related thing on too. I'm gonna see what we have in the Discord. My Discord, it's been acting weird on my. Okay, it didn't open up. Okay, cool. Let's see what we got. What's YouTube gonna show us? League. Computer science explained in 17 minutes.
Computer.
That's probably a good one.
Computers
Cool.
make no sense. Throw some metal in a box and boom. What the heck is going on here? Inside your PC is a central processing unit or CPU. It's basically just a piece of silicon with billions of microscopic switches called transistors. Depending on the flow of electricity, they can be on or off, kind of like a light bulb.
Don't mind
which
me
has
over
two
here.
states, 1 and 0. The value at one of these switches is called a bit. One bit by itself doesn't really do much, but put them together and a group of 8 bits is called a byte and can have 256 different combinations of zeros and ones. Congratulations! We can now store information by counting in a system called binary. Every bit represents a power of 2, 1 meaning the power is included and 0 meaning it's not. So this number has 1 times 64, 1 times 4, and 1 times 1, which adds up to 69. This is nice, but for humans, hexadecimal is even better. It's often denoted by the 0x and is simply a more readable format than binary. 4 binary bits can take any value from 0 to 15. Hexadecimal uses 0 to 9 and A to F to represent those values, so a group of 4 bits can be replaced by one hexadecimal digit. Okay, now that we can store numbers, we just need the computers to actually, do something with them. Using transistors, you can make logic gates, which are electronic circuits that encapsulate logical statements. You can think of it as a light bulb with 2 switches, where the light only turns on under certain conditions.
Yo, what's up, bro?
A and B are on. By combining logic gates in a clever way, you can build circuits that perform calculations according to Boolean algebra, which is a system formalizing mathematical operations in binary. But
Hold on a second. Let me try and fix this. Let's see if we can make this look a little better. If I do like that, that's probably better.
But even though computers understand zeros and ones, for humans it's not really all that useful. So, using a character encoding like ASCII, we can assign a binary number to each character. When you type any on your keyboard, it gets translated into this binary code, and as soon as the computer sees this, it says, "Ah yes,
Welcome,
that is a
bro.
capital A," and slaps it on the screen. How these devices fit together is handled by an operating system kernel, like Windows, Linux, or Mac, which sits between computer hardware and applications and manages how they all work together, for example with device drivers. Input devices allow you to give the computer instructions with the press of a button, but at the lowest level, computers only understand instructions.
Welcome,
in
bro.
machine
Thanks for
code,
stopping
just
by.
binary code telling the CPU what to do and which data to use. When it comes
I'll
to
be right
following
back.
these instructions, the CPU is kind of like a genius, just with the memory of a demented goldfish. It can handle any instructions, but it cannot store any data, so it's only really useful with random access memory, or RAM. You can imagine it like a grid, where every box can hold 1 byte of information, which can be data or instructions, and has an address so the CPU can access it in 4 steps. Fetch from memory, decode instructions and data, and finally execute and store the result. This is one machine cycle. Since a program is basically
My
just
bad.
a list of instructions in memory, to run it, the
Did I
CPU
just win?
executes them one by one in machine cycles until it's complete. Oh yeah,
Hold on, that's checkmate. Oh, no, his bishop. Whew.
did I mention that this happens like really fast? Modern CPUs can do billions of cycles every second, which are coordinated and synchronized by a clock generator. The speed of this clock is measured in gigahertz, and people often overclock their CPUs to improve performance, which is nice but might just set your PC on fire. What's even crazier though is that a CPU has multiple cores, which can all execute different instructions in parallel, so at the same time. Each core can also be split into multiple threads, which allows every single core to handle multiple instructions concurrently, so switch between them really.
Are you a developer, bro? Or are you breaking in? Sometimes, I don't know, dang, I'm trapped. I'm completely trapped. Wait, it's all good though. We'll figure it out.
Quickly. Okay, that's cool, but it doesn't matter how powerful a computer is if you have no way to give it instructions in the first place. Typing machine code by hand would probably make you go insane, but luckily, you don't have to. The kernel is wrapped in a shell, which is just a program that exposes the kernel to the user, allowing for simple instructions in a command line interface with text inputs. But the best way to make a computer do something useful is with a programming language, which uses abstraction so that instead of this, you can write code that looks like this, which is then converted into machine code for you. Some languages like Python use an interpreter, which directly tries to execute the source code line by line. Other languages like C or Go use a compiler, which converts the entire program into machine code before putting it in a file the CPU can execute. Now, every programming language has different syntax, but there's some basic tools almost all of them have. The most basic way to use data is with variables, which assigns a value to a name which can then be reused and modified. Depending on the value, variables can have different data types. For text, they're single character.
That's what's up. I heard that, that's a great field to be in right now.
And strings of multiple characters. For numbers, there's integers, which can also be signed if they're negative, and floating point numbers for decimal values. They're called floating point because the decimal point can float around to trade off precision with range. This is possible because they use scientific notation. It's some number times the power telling you where to put the decimal point, which is exactly what they look like under the hood. The actual number is stored with binary fractions. Some fractions, like 1/3, can only be approximated in binary with an infinite sum. But since memory is not infinite, you have to cut it off at some point, which leads to rounding errors, causing pretty weird calculations sometimes. If these are not enough, long and double use twice the amount of memory to double the range of ints and floats. Some languages like Python
Warm-up game, this doesn't count.
and automatically figure out which type of variable is, but in a language like C, you have to explicitly declare the type of a variable. The value of a variable is stored at some address in memory. Pointers are variables whose value is the memory address of another variable, which is denoted by this ampersand. So really, a pointer is just some chunk of memory pointing to another chunk of memory. Since a memory address is just a number, you can add and subtract from it to navigate through individual bytes of memory. This is called pointer arithmetic. In some low-level languages like C, you have to manually allocate and free up memory once it's no longer used. This all happens in the heap, which is a part of memory that can dynamically grow and shrink as the program demands, which allows for more control but makes
Yo,
it
what up, bro?
incredibly easy to completely break your code. You could touch memory you're not supposed to, or that simply doesn't exist, which is known as a segmentation fault. But also, if there's some chunk of memory that's no longer used and you forget to free it or you have no way to access it anymore, that memory
True.
is no longer usable. This is called a memory leak and can cause the program to slow down and eventually crash. To avoid this mess, high-level languages like Python have built-in garbage collectors that manage memory for you. Different data types take up a different amount of memory. Integers are most often 4 bytes of memory, a single character is most often 1 byte of memory, and a string is just multiple character bytes with a null character to signal the end of the string. Storing multiple items in a contiguous chunk of memory like this is the idea of an array. More generally, it's a list of items with the same data type, with each item having a numerical index, most often starting at 0. Since the items are next to each other in memory, by knowing the address of the first item, you can quickly index to any item in the array by using pointer arithmetic. Arrays are what's known as a data structure, which is just a way to organize data to make it easier to work with. Retrieving values from an array is blazingly fast, but the size of an array is often fixed on creating it, so when it's full you can't add anything, and if you don't use all of it, it's just wasted memory, so a more flexible option is a linked list. It uses nodes containing a value and a pointer to the next node, which allows them to be spread apart in memory. Also, it can grow and shrink dynamically as you can add and remove any node, and you can reorder it by simply rearranging the pointers. This is great, but they can be impractical as you have no way to access the last node except if you traverse every single one before it. But still, both arrays and linked lists are useful as they allow you to create queues and stacks. A stack follows the last in first out principle, just like taking a pancake from a stack. Practically, just imagine a pointer that always points to the item that was last added to the structure. Then you can pop, so remove the last item, which increments the pointer back. A queue follows the first in first out principle and uses two pointers, one for the first item that was added and one for the last. Any new item gets added after the last pointer, which is then updated, and dequeuing starts at the first pointer. Another useful data structure is a hash map, which is just a collection of key value pairs. It works kind of like an array, but uses a hash function to take a key and assign it to an index, where its value is then stored. But sometimes two different keys can map to the same index, which is called a collision. There's different ways to deal with this, but one way is to create a linked list at that position in the array, which makes it a little slower to look up that value, but still, hash maps are incredibly useful because you can define the keys that point to every value, and since they're based on arrays, retrieving them is blazingly fast. For many problems, it can be very useful to represent the relationship between different data points as a data structure. If you take the nodes of a linked list but allow any node to point to any other node, you get a graph, where the nodes are connected by edges that can be directed, undirected, and can even carry a weight, which can stand for any metric such as distance or cost. Graphs are useful for analyzing groups inside networks or finding the shortest path between 2 points, for example in Google Maps.
I'm just gonna
There's
do
two main
it.
ways to search a graph. Breadth first search starts at one node and moves out layer by layer until it finds the target node for the first time. Depth first search explores every single path fully until it reaches a dead end. Then it backtracks to the last node with a different path and continues from there in the same way until it finds the target node. A graph where any two nodes are connected by exactly one path is called a tree and represents a hierarchy, for example the file system on your computer. A tree starts at the root and branches out into subtrees which end in leaf nodes. Parent nodes can have any number of child nodes, but oftentimes binary trees are the most useful. For example, a binary tree where all the values
Oh, wait,
left of
I
the
could
node
take
are
him.
smaller and all the values right of it are greater is called a binary search tree, which makes finding specific values super fast. If you want to find a target value, just start at the root. If the target is smaller than that node, go left. If it's greater, go right, and repeat this until you find the target. What we just used is a very simple algorithm, which is just a set of instructions that solves a problem step by step. The simplest way to write an algorithm is in the form of a function. It takes inputs, does something with them, and returns an output. Just like variables, you can then call a function by its name and pass in different arguments. When calling a function, the function call gets pushed onto the call stack, which is short-term memory used for executing code, and as the name implies, it's based on a stack data structure, which means last in, first out. To implement algorithms, you often have to compare two values, which you can do with operators like greater than or equality, and logical expressions such as and, or, and not. Expressions like these are simple. They can be true or false, which are the possible values of the Boolean data type, and allow you to write conditional statements. If some condition is true, do this, else do that. Booleans can also be used to loop over certain parts of code. One way is with a while loop. While this condition is true, this code will execute. Another way is with a for loop, which can iterate over every element inside a data structure like an array, but can also loop for a specific number of iterations by setting a starting value, incrementing it after each iteration, and setting an upper bound with a condition. Functions can also call themselves, which is known as recursion. This is useful when a problem can be broken down into smaller identical problems, such as calculating 5 factorial, which is just 5 times 4 factorial, which is just 4 times 3 factorial, which is just... But by default, a recursive function will just keep on calling itself forever. This means that it keeps pushing more function calls onto the call stack until stack memory is exceeded in a stack overflow. That's not optimal. To stop this, you have to add a base condition to a recursive function which defines when to stop. Only then will the function calls be executed without crashing your PC. Recursion is cool, but it can be pretty expensive time and space-wise. So, to minimize the amount of computations needed, past results can be saved in a cache, so if they come up again, the computer doesn't have to recompute them from scratch. This is called memoization. Speaking of performance, to judge how good an algorithm is, you can look at time and space complexity, so how much time or space is required to run it. This is measured in Big O notation, which describes the relationship between growth of input size and number of operations needed to execute the algorithm. For example, adding 1 to every number inside an array is O of n, because the number of operations increases in a linear way as the array grows. What's relevant is not the exact number of operations, but rather the trend as the input size goes to infinity. You see, something like n factorial grows way faster than any linear function ever could, so as long as the time complexity is some kind of linear relation, it's simplified down to O of n, and the same thing goes for any other group. When writing an algorithm, there's always different approaches. A brute force approach would be to simply check every item until we find a target in a list, but if you want your program to run faster than a garden snail, you need a more sophisticated approach like divide and conquer. For example, in binary search, you repeatedly check the middle element to see on which side the target is and keep searching in that half until you find it. Also, there's different approaches to writing code in general, which are called programming paradigms. Declarative programming describes what the code does, but not how exactly the computer should do it, whereas imperative programming explicitly describes how the computer should achieve a result with detailed instructions. An extension of imperative programming is object-oriented programming, where you can define classes as blueprints for objects, which are single units consisting of data in the form of properties and behaviors in the form of methods. To code a class, you begin by defining the properties.
Okay, I'm actually going to start paying attention to this now. I was listening, but I wasn't really clocking it.
As variables and the methods as functions. After encapsulating properties and methods in a class, you can instantiate an object and use the dot notation to work with its properties and methods. Classes make it easy to organize and reuse code because you can define subclasses that inherit properties and behaviors of a superclass but can also extend and override them. For example, a rubber duck subclass might implement quack with a squeak instead. As a result, rubber ducks can be treated as objects of the duck class but behave differently when quack is called, which is the concept of polymorphism. But for some problems, none of these traditional paradigms will work. Let's say you want to make a computer recognize which of these images is a bee. The problem is, you can't really describe what a bee looks like with code. This is where machine learning comes in, aka teaching a computer to do a task without explicitly programming it to do that task. First, you need a lot of data, which you can split into training data and test data. Next, you choose an algorithm that can change its parameters over time. For example, a neural network where the weights can be updated to achieve a different result. By feeding lots and lots of training data into this algorithm, you can build a model whose accuracy you can then check with the test data. If it's not quite right, the model can improve over time by comparing the output to what it should have been, capturing the difference in an error function and tweaking its parameters to minimize the difference. But no matter how futuristic, bleeding edge, blazingly fast, and optimized it is, if you want people to actually use the application you wrote, you should probably know about the internet. It's a network of computers from all around the globe connected by wires. Like, literally, the internet is just a bunch of thick cables that run at the bottom of the ocean along with facilities like internet service providers that connect you to your destination. These computers communicate with the Internet Protocol Suite. Every computer on the network has a unique IP address, and two computers can then transfer data with the Transmission Control Protocol. It breaks messages into a bunch of
Yo, what up,
packets,
bro?
sends them through a network of wires before the receiving end puts the message back together. If you have a poor internet
Just chilling, watching this computer science video.
connection, you might have experienced
Think after this, I'm gonna start doing a couple things on the to-do list. I've got some coding tasks that I need to do.
packet loss, which is just if some of these packets get lost along the way. If the internet is the hardware, then the web is the software, which you can use with a browser. Every page on the web has a URL. When you type it into your browser, it looks up the IP address of the server hosting this website with a domain name system, which is like a dictionary mapping domain names to IP addresses of actual servers. After connecting to it via TCP, your browser, called the client, uses the hypertext transfer protocol to send an HTTP request to the server, which then gives a response, ideally containing the contents of the web page. The actual website most often consists of three parts. An HTML file contains all the content of a website and is basically just a collection of elements, which can be text, links, buttons, and so on. A CSS file controls the visuals and makes a website look nice. But a website is useless if pressing nice-looking buttons does nothing, so a language like JavaScript adds functionality. But sometimes, things can go wrong. With every HTTP response comes a response code, which carries information about the status of the response. For example, 200 means OK, and anything starting with 4 is an error, the most famous one being 404, page not found. HTTP requests can carry different methods. For example, get, post, put, and delete, so retrieve, add, update, and delete information. These are often used by application programming interfaces, which connect to applications and allow them to interact with each other. For example, store and retrieve data from a database. The most common type of database is a relational database, which uses tables to store data. Columns of a table contain different attributes, and rows represent individual data points. Also, each table has one unique attribute called the primary key. A foreign key is the primary key of another table, establishing a relationship between the two. In this case, each book is connected to an author. With a language like SQL, you can write statements to work with data from these tables. You could look up the titles and authors of all books whose title starts with an H, but for
Man, I've got a couple different things, bro. I have the Digital Builder 757 site. We're building it. Carlos and Abby are helping me with that. They're both in the chat too. We're getting it ready to really like market it and try to get clients more for the group. Other than that, I got my own personal project that I need to update. I need to change a couple of pictures that are in there and some other stuff. I'm gonna take a look at that here pretty soon. And then I have the startup that I work for to this ship repair app. It's a startup launching in July. Right now the code is under review though, so I'm kind of like on standby until after we launch. So I've just been grinding lately.
For that, we have to join the authors table with the books table on the matching key to combine two attributes from different tables into one, giving us this output. These statements are useful, but you gotta be careful or you might just delete an entire database with one line of code. But don't worry, that's never happened before. Behind every login page is a database with usernames and passwords. When a user tries to log in, an SQL query is often used to check if the user input matches with an entry in the database. That's good, but a devious actor could type something like this, which changes the query by terminating the string early and commenting out the rest, which means as long as this username exists in the database, access is granted. This is called an SQL injection attack, and it's one of the easiest ways hackers get places they're not supposed to. Hearing about these concepts is one thing, but to really learn them, you have to see them in action and use them yourself, which is exactly what you can do with Brilliant, which has thousands of interactive lessons for everything from...
Or that was a pretty cool video. Shout out to Wacky Science. I'm gonna subscribe just cause I'm trying to get my home screen to be more so like smart stuff than basketball and whatever else is up there. But okay, see, we looking pretty good. Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good homepage. Of course, you got basketball, got some rap related stuff. But yeah, so here's my portfolio that I'm really not happy with. For one, my resume is super old. I like the color of it, but there's no work experience. This is my resume before I actually got a real role. It's just a bunch of skills and certs and stuff. But it worked. It got me my first role, but now I need to update that. What else do I want to change? I'm gonna change that picture too. I don't like that picture. I got a way better picture than that. What else we got? Probably the wording too. I haven't looked at the wording in a while. Full stack development, Node.js, Next.js, JavaScript, TypeScript, Agile, React, JS, Gatsby, Speed. I mean, see, this picture is like our old school look. We got a different look now. Yeah, this old, everything in here is old, bro. Does this work? Okay. Where does Medium take you? To my Instagram. LinkedIn. Yeah, I usually don't promote that very much. But yeah, let me gonna see if I can start working on that a little bit here. Let's put some type of music on while we're doing that. What should it be though? I never get tired of this FF7 lo-fi playlist here. One column. One column. I've never heard of that. All right, I'm trying to figure out what's the best way. Here, let's put this up here too. Wait, not that, my bad. Then now you guys should be able to see me. Personal website. I haven't opened this up in so long. Is it Gatsby Dev? Oh wait, no. Let me see something real quick. Whoops. Okay, that'll work. How am I gonna see the chat? Oh, I'll just have to use my phone. There we go. Okay. So first things first, we're gonna change this picture. That's the first thing we're gonna do. So let me get wait, I feel like we should switch screens because this should be the big thing. Or actually, how about this? We do, how do I do the, is it Gatsby start? I haven't used this in so long, man. Gatsby start or dev? I think it's Gatsby dev. It's Gatsby develop. By the way, bro, what is one column? This thing is frozen. This is like starting up an old car. Okay, there we go. Gosh, that was crazy. Okay, cool. So let me switch this picture out with, I think I have, is it in downloads? Look for that one picture of me. This one. I'm gonna try and use this one instead. It's not a PNG though. Let's give it an easier name, like profile.jpg. Now let's search for aurora.png. Aurora. Here it is. This one. This one. And we're going to change this to profile.jpg. I feel like I should, I'm just gonna leave all that other stuff in there. I was gonna go edit and take out the render ATL thing, but it's fine. I already like that more than the the other thing. All right, let's read this. Hey there. Welcome to my digital space. I'm a software engineer specializing in full stack web development. I also lead the digital builders, building digital things inside of the world, turning ideas into reality. That's pretty cool. LinkedIn, Instagram works. GitHub works. Mail. Yeah, that's working. Hello and what? I'm just gonna, that's a lot to read. I'm about to just take this because ChatGPT, I use it so much that it knows a lot about me. So I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna paste it. Say, just to see what it says. Can you help me rewrite this for my portfolio site? For context. I wonder if it's gonna come in here and look at it. I just want to see what it comes up. I probably should have said based on what you know about me. Lionel the Builder, a dedicated software engineer specialized in full stack. Contribute to the innovative team at Washington's Hammer, where we develop cutting-edge web solutions. I'm passionate about creating seamless, user-friendly applications and websites. My comprehensive approach ensures that every layer of development is meticulous. This sounds like ChatGPT wrote it. JavaScript, Python, TypeScript, React, Next.js. Can you do that again using all that you know about me and sounding less robotic? Snoop Dogg's little bro. Yeah, man, me and ChatGPT are one. Hello and welcome. I'm Lionel the Builder, a passionate software engineer specializing in full stack web development. Currently, Washington's Hammer, with a deep love for crafting seamless, user-friendly applications. I approach every project with a holistic mindset. From the front-end aesthetics to back-end logic, I ensure every detail contributes to a flawless user experience. JavaScript, Python, TypeScript. I don't know why it keeps giving me Python, but I'll take it. I'm good, bro. Just finished. I played basketball today for the first time in a long time. Felt like today was a cool day to hop up here and go live. True, sound casual and human. Creating interactive modern SQL and no SQL databases. True. Git version control. My journey into web development has been driven by a desire to transform complex. Okay. Also eager to learn and adapt. Cool. Welcome to my digital workshop, I guess, where your ideas meet expert craftsmen. Where is it getting that from? Whether you have a new project in mind, that's pretty cool. Like you said, that was pretty close, but can you sound more casual and human? I'm also gonna give it my resume because it's throwing in there some stuff that like I don't even do. I have a resume right here. This has most of my stuff in here, so I'm gonna copy this whole thing. Can you also not mention anything that isn't in my resume and add more things from here in there? I should put my new resume. I'm gonna put my new resume in here in this spot too. Right. Okay. Now, is my whole resume gonna look right? Oh, I did have my expertise in here also, but I don't know if I want to have my let's see. I'm gonna let it cook first. Yeah, I don't know if I want to put my experience in here. That's good, but can you take out experience? It's for the front page of my portfolio site. Lano, the builder, software engineer with the knack for full stack web development. Right now, making waves with a fantastic team at Washington Hammer. I like that, making waves, where we build innovative web solutions that really make a difference. I'm all about creating smooth, user-friendly applications and websites from the front end look and feel to the back end. Languages: JavaScript, Python, TypeScript. I use these to build robust, scalable applications. Front end, React.js, creating interactive, modern interfaces that are both responsive and innovative. Node.js and Express, developing reliable systems for data processing and API management. I wish it said Firebase too. SQL and NoSQL databases, including MongoDB, PostgreSQL, ensuring handling storage. Git, yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, I like this one. I'm gonna take this. Probably like mess around with it later, but that's pretty damn good. Let's copy that. Come back over here and whoa, this whole thing is in Markdown. I forgot about that. I might as well tell it to write that in Markdown. Can you? So then copy and paste it. Whoa, wait. Yeah. Right? No, wait. Okay, yeah. Replace this with the new version. There we go. This is lazy as hell, isn't it? Okay. Let's put that here. I like it. That's an improvement. All right, what else did I want to change? No, bro, Markdown is basically English, except for I get a little bit confused. Like, I don't know if you could see it. Is it too small? Let me move it over here. And let's put this over here. This is Markdown. It's literally English, but then I get confused sometimes with like the hashtags and like I don't know the exact syntax to make things bold or not, you know? Or like to do this part. I would have had to look that up real quick, so I'd rather just have chat do it. So this Gatsby starter template that I use for my portfolio, this entire thing is, I believe it's Markdown for most of it. This one, well, I mean, that's JSON. It's like a mixture between Markdown and JSON. Got some JavaScript in here. It's React. I need to put my new resume in here. True. I always thought about as I always thought I was Markdown is like damn near English. But yeah. Let's see. Let's look at another one. I guess the about section is the only one. Well, legal imprint. So yeah, it does have like, you use BR. Maybe is that break? It used U for underlining. So yeah, pretty close to HTML. But like this one here doesn't have anything. And then it starts off the top with these lines. And this is how it does images. Image source. Alt tag. Yeah, basically. Here's the site right here. Yeah, it's like my portfolio site. So I have this site, and then I have this is my personal one, and then I have the digital builder site for the group. So this is what I'm really trying to use to get clients, is this one. It's a Next.js front end, Firebase back end. I got a lot of ideas of like it's not done. It's not done yet. But yeah, this is me, Carlos, and Abby have been working on it. I gotta add our portfolio in here, showing all the different things that we can build. Gonna add a blog section. Probably do that right after this. But I also wanted to update this, man. This has been a long time coming. Like I haven't touched this thing since I first got my first when I first got hired. So I do even need to, but this is the portfolio that got me hired though. Basic as hell. I mean, this was pretty impressive. Probably the coolest thing in here to me. It's a palette management system. Basic as hell still, but this is what I always talk about. If you heard me in the videos where I say I built that shelf thing, it was to help us keep track of like customers. I was working at a warehouse, so this would be like, all you do is it saves the customer's name. These shelves were super high in the sky, and after you we would have to we would always forget whose order it was that was like way up there, and you couldn't see. They would try to put a name tag on each shelf and you couldn't see it. It was so high up. We used to have to jump on a machine and go up there to see it. So I built an app for the job. You know, they always say, you know, build stuff that you actually need. So I built that. Here's a digital builder site. I need to change this picture too. That is not our vibe. But I had a Word, and then these two are just WordPress sites. Let me make sure her site still looks good. I haven't been here in a while. It's alright. She could have it could use a makeover, but it's alright. It got the job done. I need to hit her up and ask her if she would be down to redo that again. Just another carpenter. Two WordPress sites, digital builder site, which used to look a lot different than this, and then the Express app got me my first role, which isn't nothing crazy. I mean, it's a startup. So yeah, yep. I was hype about that, man. I was glad when I realized that problem. I was like, man, I think I could build something to solve this problem. And I knew I needed some type of project. So what is in this blog section? I don't know why this is even here. I'm not gonna be blogging anytime soon, so I might as well take this away. I think I'm gonna get rid of that. Let's figure out how to get rid of that real quick. At least comment it out, right? So this is this section here, I wonder, would React Dev Tools work for a Gatsby website? I suppose not. What's the easiest way to figure out? All right, let's just search for blog. Blog settings. Site URL. Blog settings / blog. Okay. Settings.json. Okay, here it is. So here's the header. So if we just delete this, it should disappear, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just delete this. And everything should be cool. And it's gone. Okay, cool. Now, I mean, of course, if for some reason somebody types /blog, they're gonna find it. But I doubt that that'll ever happen. That would be cool. But we're gonna add a blog to this site too. But do I wanna blog? Maybe blogging isn't a bad idea. But because I do have a LinkedIn, you know, and I wanna grow my LinkedIn clout. Now, but when you write blogs, you don't necessarily like post the link on LinkedIn. You would more so. Let me see what that would look like if I was to do that. Let's run it back. Bring that back. And let's see if I was, like, say I was to write a blog in here and then post it on LinkedIn. Just as the link. Oh, of course it's not gonna. From localhost. Let's use my, use the actual site. All right, if I was to write a blog, and also that would be good for SEO, like drawing in clients and stuff, right? Whoops. Okay, so it would link people to the site. And then I could maybe say, like, what would I say? If like, let's pretend like this blog was talking about how to be more productive. I could say something kind of like trying to get people to click on draw them to the website. Maybe that is a good idea to keep that up there for later. Yeah, you never know, man. I could make that put that to the to-do list. Cause for real, I need to do more stuff on LinkedIn. Like this girl, my homegirl Brooke. Shout out to Brooke. She is the most busiest, littest person that I'm connected to. She's always look. She got 168 likes, but they just got to a boss fight. Let's run it back. Yes, she gets all of this engagement on her stuff, like 51, 188. She's still in boot camp too, so she doesn't have a role yet. But I know that when she actually is trying to look for a job, she's gonna get hired. It's mostly jokes though, like it's mostly memes and jokes and stuff like that. But still, she's really doing the LinkedIn thing the right way. 86 comments. What did she say? Tired of seeing the same old comments everywhere here on LinkedIn. Quotation marks. So that was like a Yo, that's crazy to get 131 likes, 86 comments on that. So yeah, it's always good to like have more engagement on LinkedIn. So all right, I'm gonna leave the blog. I'll leave the blog in there for now, but I'm gonna delete this one because what is this? My journey from freelance photography. Oh wow. You could tell this must have been when ChatGPT first came out, because I left all of the clues that ChatGPT wrote this are still in here. I would definitely take these out, but you could tell I literally. But hey, man, it's in there, and I guess this picture could be worse. My head is cut off though, so I probably should fix that. This is weird going back and looking at this, even though it's only been like, I think this must be from November. Feels like it was years ago. I'm such a whole different person since when I made this. True, true. Yeah, man. I gotta change this picture too. I feel you. I always get serious vibes from cybersecurity as well. It's more like a government contract kind of thing, unless I'm mistaken. I'm gonna change this picture. I'm gonna leave the blog, and I think we're done after that. I would like to, in speed, I'm gonna take speed out and put Firebase. At least. Let's change this for Firebase. And then, so full stack development, Node.js, JavaScript easy. Oh, I was about to say, where's JavaScript? Agile. What else could I put in here? I guess that's good. Do I have a better thing than this? What is this? Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna change the picture and we're done for now. It's a nice update, I would say. All right, so last thing to do is to change this picture. Whoops. So if I go to images, where is that picture? I remember that. Wow. That was like the first one. Where the hell is... There it is. GameOver.png. Alright, so what... We got better pictures than that. Man, true. True that, bro. Alright, I'm getting so scared clicking around my files. I'm like, man, hopefully nothing crazy pops up in here. The builders. Which picture do I want? I think I'm gonna use this one instead of that. Alright, let's change the name to just digital builders.jpg. I think this is a JPEG. Let's pull that over here. And then we need to search for gameover.png. Game over. Here it is. Change this to digital builders.jpg. see what that looks like. Did it not work? I think it's just moving slow. How long have you been learning to code, bro? Ferris? Am I saying your name right? Faris or Ferris? It's still not loading. I'm about to check on Gatsby JS. Is Gatsby still around? I've never heard anybody else use this other than me. Okay. They have a WordPress plugin. Yeah, I guess they're still here. This was my favorite one back in the day. Write out requires. This could potentially cause conflicts. Looks like it's still not done, man. All right, I'm gonna try closing this out and opening it again to see if that helps it finish building. Waiting for the server to stop working. Yeah, it must have froze for real. Okay, there we go. Whew. All right, I think Gatsby build. Ferris. Oh wow, so I must have came across your channel like when you first started. That's what's up though. Are you still doing those Python videos? I think I saw you doing one. I'm thinking about doing a JavaScript one myself. Like I need to do a full JavaScript course for the school. Gatsby develop. I'm fixing up my portfolio website, bro. And then I'm gonna add portfolio to the digital builders after this. I was just working on this one. I basically just updated my portfolio. I think I forgot to do my resume, but we'll do that later. I'm trying to see if this picture works. See, I changed the picture, did a other little bit of things. Damn, that picture didn't work. Something might be wrong with that picture, or I typed it wrong. Digital builders JPEG. Digital build. Oh, that's my fault. I put builders with an S, and it's actually a PNG. It's not a JPEG. So digital bill, it's not a JPEG. Let me rename this to digital builder .png. Whoops. Wait, where is it? Should be projects. Digital builders .png. PPG. PNG. There we go. Okay. You do the videos and try to build on it too. Hey, yo. So you're building a password manager app. Word. I need to learn Python too with you, man. I was talking to this dude at Render, and he was basically saying like Python's the next thing I need to learn. But I was just talking today about how you should try and be a specialist in one thing. I haven't really ran into anything that I can't do with JavaScript yet. But I mean, it's not like I've tried to build nothing too crazy, but still. All right, last thing for real this time is to update my resume in here, because this ain't it. There's no job experience in here. So we're gonna bring in my resume from here, which is, where is it? I think it's a PDF. I hope that still works properly. Let's make the name less confusing. Just straight up resume should do the trick. Can I put that in here? Resume.pdf. All right, now resume should be here. Resume dot, I think it was a capital R. Resume.pdf. Actually, I'm not sure if I did that right. I might have just messed that up. Yep. Oh wait, this one. Yeah, that's not it. Hold on a second. Okay. Why URL/PNG label resume, open new tab, yeah, but where is it coming from? URL is not the path. There's got to be another place where this is coming from. Hold on. Site configure CTA button. Label. So that's call to action button. Maybe if we search that. No. What if we change the name of the resume to resume.png? It is a PDF though. Okay, it's not even in here right. So that's probably why it didn't work. Never mind. We're gonna have to change that to a PNG probably. This is working within Gatsby template. I'll just do that later. That's gonna be boring as hell, just going to Canva and trying to change that resume to a PNG. So I'm just gonna push this code Everything looks good. We're on the right branch. Let's go ahead and add everything in here. Right? Then we're gonna say various updates, commit, sync. I'm pretty sure I don't need to do a pull request or like merge the pull request for this, do I? I haven't touched this thing in so long, man. Let's see if everything is still connected over here. Various updates. Okay, that worked there. Now, I don't even remember what this is hosted on. Is it Netlify? Yep, it's Netlify. Okay, it's building. Nice. What you building on Android? Man, we needed somebody to help us with this mobile app that we were struggling with. Still building. I just want to make sure this works before we dip. In progress. Success. So far from my experience, mobile apps are so like computer intensive. All my fans turn on. Everything gets hot compared to when you're doing something simple like web app stuff. Success. Okay, complete. I think we're good. Let's see. Not yet. Oh, there it is. All right, cool. We're live. It looks a lot better. It's still not the best portfolio website. I wish it wasn't just all black and white, but that's cool. We'll worry about that later. That's fine for now. Now I want to bring that back into over here. We're gonna work on our portfolio section on this site now. Bro, seriously, I thought my computer was gonna blow up trying to work on this mobile app for this dude. I was just doing the CSS pages on it. Okay, yeah, let's get out of here. We're going to do the digital builder site now. I believe it's this one. Which one? Oh, this one? This is Next.js. Here. Shout out to Charlie Dev. This is mostly his work. I'm not going to take credit for this as if it was only me. I played the side role on this one. This is mostly him, so Yeah, bro. I was at one point, man. I need to get back a schedule for real. Like I'm playing. What's today? Sunday. Sunday night would be a perfect day for me to pop up here if we want to make this a thing. I think I'm at a point where I could probably commit to doing this every Sunday. But nah, I haven't. I used to. But yeah, let's get this running. What is it? npm run dev, I believe. Is it npm? Did I spell it wrong? Run dev? npm start, right? Yeah, this is Abby as well, bro. Both of them are here. The guys. This is us. Right here in the about section. Carlos is Charlie. Abby right here. He did the animations. He made this happen right here. He also took this from like something different to this. It was more so like a regular squared grid. He made it with this cool looking effect, man. I don't know how you did this. Haven't really looked at it yet. What's up with my I'm having a brain fart, bro. How do you start the dev? Let me know what to learn from observation. npm to view a list. npm run. npm run dev. Missing script dev. npm install. I shouldn't have to. Oh, I'm in the project files, man. I'm not even in the project. CD digital builders 757. My bad. That was in the entire file. That's why it wasn't working. I was like, what is going on? It's this one. Oh, I forgot the CD digital slash builders 757. What the? Digital builder 757 without a space. Okay, there we go. My bad, y'all. I'm tripping. Then it's npm run dev. Come on, man. You know what it's like when you're live. All right. So I noticed that when OBS is running too, it slows everything down. Like normally, it doesn't take this long. What is going on here? Swiper modules. I might actually have to npm install. Let's see. Because that, either that or I just need to, well, let's see if it works now. Before I start freestyling, let's see if it works now. Module not found. Can't resolve swiper modules. Oh, there it is. I was about to say. That's what it was. Yeah, you're right, you're right. Why would I have to do that again, though? I'm not exactly sure why. It's not like... Why do I have to do that again? Is it because we updated? Because we made some updates, some things have changed? Every time it gets to this boss fight, I start this over again. Alright. So... Portfolio and blog are back. Oh, we never went through and took that back off? No, we did. Or was that on a different branch? Okay, everything else is the same. Okay, well, I was about to bring it back anyway. Now, this... I still want to be hidden. Also, log in and sign up. But I have been thinking of a reason for people to log in. So we might be bringing that back soon, but not right now. But as far as the portfolio goes, I want this to be back in here now. But I'm gonna take blog back out, and I'm gonna take login and sign up out again. Let me do get. I might have needed to do get pull, right? That could be why. There it is. Okay, now it's gone again. See? So that was the same thing that happened last time. You always have to remember to do get pull every single time, especially when multiple people are working on a project. So now I'm updated with the current state. That's why I just pulled in some old code there. So I should have did get pull. That should have been the first thing I did when I opened up this project. It's so easy to forget that. So there we go. So now I don't have to worry about, hiding portfolio blog on both sides and log in and sign up. So all I want to do is bring back blog now. So it's a page. Okay, this is where it's commented out, right? And nav config. That's for I believe this is for the bottom. Oh, I'm wondering why it's not changing. That's the domain. Here it is. Okay, we just brought it back in the bottom. Now, what about the header? I might have to search for the actual header for that. Let's see. Let's take a look at the header. What is the name of our header component? Home, hero, newsletter, services, page JSX, navbar. Team page, FAQ. Oh yeah, we took that out. I'll just search for navbar then. Navbar. Okay. This for layout. Why is this gray like that? Oh, it's declared, but the value is never read. But home and about are up here. Okay. Now it just popped in there. Okay, so I guess it's navbar works. So the header and the footer are both the same navbar. I thought that that was two separate things. Cool. So it's back. We got the blog section back. Wait, that's blog. I wanted to bring the portfolio back. My bad. Let's go back to blog. I brought the wrong one back. We're gonna comment this out because I actually wanted to bring back the portfolio. The blog comes back later. We're gonna bring back the portfolio because I'm gonna put in there. So now we can start the purpose of this is to bring in our portfolio projects so that people can know the type of things that we can build. Now blog, that can come back later when we're blogging. They don't need to see 10 pictures of me. I don't even like this picture, by the way, either. I look high as shit in that picture. Okay, portfolio. So now, when you get a chance, bro, myself too, I feel like all of us should go in here and put our best projects in here. Table of contents is not functional. So yeah, we do have some work to do on this. I'm gonna make another branch called portfolio. So get, check out, or I'm gonna do feature, add, portfolio. So now in here, so that we don't have to worry about this change being live until it's ready, when we go to work on the portfolio, I don't know. Oh yeah, you are still here. We can just do it. We can all go add our stuff on this branch, feature, add, portfolio. But always remember, get pull just in case there's some changes that have been pushed already. But yeah, until we merge to the main, it won't be live on the actual domain. They're separate, but there's an array with the links so you can render them whenever you need to. Okay. Cool. Portfolio dash page. So that's... Man, I have an idea that I wanna run past y'all for like a game that I'm thinking about connecting to this website that I've had in my head for a while. My only thing is I don't know if the cloud functions would end up costing us a whole bunch of money. I'm gonna talk to you about it later though. Oh, the name for the branch. Feature, add, portfolio page. True. Yeah. Well, what's the command to delete branches? Or I could just make another one. All right. Get, check out, B portfolio page. Okay. Yeah, so let's rock with this one then. And I'll go ahead and commit this. First commit, added portfolio to nav bar. Drop a comment on that. Oops. And I'm going to publish the branch so that now you guys could also use it. The other one isn't even published, so now we can all work off of that one. And I'll just delete the other one later. Yeah, man, it's a good idea, bro. If this works, if the idea is not going to be expensive, the only thing that I'm worried about is like, I'm trying to figure out if we can launch this free and play around with it, or I need to see how many requests, how many cloud function requests, because the game, and the only way that I know how to build it, the idea that I'm thinking is to have a whole bunch of, the game would basically be ran off of cloud functions. So yeah, we'll talk about it later, because it's like it's gonna be classified, but I'm excited about it because if it works, it'll basically be something that could help our community have something fun to do, that's also like teaching to code, but then also fun and like building characters and playing against each other, all right here on this website between the Next.js front end. So we would bring login and sign up back in. We would just build the entire thing here. And I think if it was to cost a bunch of money, it wouldn't happen until we have like 10,000 users or something crazy like that. I need to do more research at Google Cloud Platform in cloud functions and see like what is the threshold to where it gets crazy expensive. But I've heard that has happened to apps a couple times. Okay, cool. Get D feature, I think it was like feature add, what was it? Feature add portfolio, yeah. Unknown. Was it not supposed to be capital? Get D feature add portfolio. Unless I'm spelling it wrong. Or do I have to be on that branch, maybe? Get D? Unknown option. Feature add portfolio. Switch to the main. Get checkout main. Get D feature add portfolio. Nah, bro, it's not working. Get checkout feature add portfolio. Okay, let's try it now. D See, now I'm wondering, how do you delete a branch in a project in terminal in VS Code? Yeah. Oh, it's lower. I could. Oh, it's get branch. You have to type branch and then the branch name. I wasn't saying branch. Get branch. D. Feature. Add. Portfolio. Oh, I can't be on it. All right. Get checkout portfolio page. Get branch. D. Feature. Add portfolio. Okay, that's it. We did it. Oh, word. That's crazy, bro. I've been meeting so many people from 757. Man, we just threw an event the other day. I haven't showed y'all the video yet. Let me do that before we go. So, we're throwing a hackathon. We're working on throwing this hackathon at something in the water. We did our first. It was like a networking mixer type of thing. Just a recap so far. I'm not done editing it. I'm gonna try to make it better. But this is what we have so far. And can y'all hear it? I'm thinking about changing the song. I'm thinking about changing everything. But it went pretty well. We did a tech conference, and I announced the hackathon. People came out, man. It was cool. Why is it so blurry? Let me try and I have it on my computer. Let's just watch it from my computer instead of Google, because that was really blurry. And we can hide this for now too. Whoops. Hold up. Where is it? Man, I have so many videos. Oh, here it is. All right, so this is what we got so far. My computer is going crazy. All right, start over. I'm gonna also try and add the sound in here so y'all can hear it. I think it would be, here it is. Okay. Nope, still mute, but we just gonna watch it. I definitely need to work on my editing skills. It's been a while. But the hacker, so we basically just had a tech panel up there where people were talking about how to break into tech, different jobs to do with tech. There was a girl that was a cloud engineer up there. I'll pull up the panel. I think it was here. So it's me, my partner Kiera. This dude here works in tech as like an IT type of stuff, like hardware. I forget exactly what he does, but she's a cloud engineer. This dude is an investor. She works for a startup, and he runs this organization called 757 Color Coded that teaches people how to get jobs in tech that have nothing to do with code. So we talked about that, and then we talked about the hackathon that we're planning in October. And we're bi-weekly. We're going to do classes starting after July 6th is our next event. But then after that, bi-weekly, we're going to hold like classes in person and remote that teach people the skills that they would need to then participate in the hackathon. So for our first event, I literally just came up with the idea, just made an Instagram, just tried to do everything, and we got 100. I want to say it was like 105 tickets sold for this, just off of starting out. And I did have to come out of pocket for a lot of like different things to do with this. That's why we didn't have any food. But I told everybody next time, and we got some sponsors too. So we should be able to see, we got sponsors down here. We should be able to keep it rolling from here, man. And trying to get this hackathon partnered with something in the water, working on it, and a bunch of other stuff going on. I just got a text from this dude at a High Street Festival in Portsmouth. July 6th is our next event. We're trying to figure out what that's going to look like, though. Getting really tired because we rushed this thing here. In like 18 days, we planned it. Since our name is Blackathon, I felt like Juneteenth was the perfect day to announce such a controversial name. And I was so glad that it wasn't only black people that showed up. As you can see, we got our drink people. And there was other people in there too. But the idea was because at the first hackathon, me being a part of a hackathon really like changed my whole life because it made me have the connections and experiences to be able to break into tech. But I was the only black person at the hackathon. And unfortunately, a lot of people who come from where I come from don't know what a hackathon is. So I thought, what is a way for me to help introduce that to people? So I came up with the name Blackathon. And in this hackathon, we're going to have music, because that was another thing, was that this hackathon that I went to was very unseasoned. I was about to say stale, but they had Pop-Tarts, no music. It was just like a bunch of, it was just like, I just felt like I was coding inside of airport security. And just me coming from an artistic background, I couldn't help but think like, yo, where's the music? Where's the fun? Where's the art involved in this? So I'm trying to mix a culture with hackathons. And that's why we call it the Blackathon. It's not only for black people, obviously black leaning, but I had to tell every single person in here who wasn't black, like, shout out for you for being here. Because if I wasn't black and I heard that name, I would probably, look at this dude. He was grooving. I had to dap him up. I was like, bro, you came to the Blackathon. Thank you. And he was like, I see I'm not the only one. Should I go dap out the other white guys here? I was like, yeah, man, you should. But it was cool, man. It was a great start. This is a great start, first event, and now we got another one. We have a meeting tomorrow. It's just the team right now is just 3 people, me, Kiera, and this girl Sonelli. And we're trying to figure out, like, I'm kind of tired from how much we had to rush and do this, especially with me going to ATL for like 4 days out of this planning. Now we got to turn around and put something together by July 6th. If we do something there, it's going to have to be very like minimal. And then 2 weeks after that, we're going to start the classes. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. But it's almost 12. I'm about to turn this bright ass light off and do some chilling. Um, Probably get some sleep here pretty soon. Thank y'all for chilling with me, man. I'm gonna try and bro had asked if we do this weekly, man. I feel like every Sunday. I think I could commit to going live every Sunday night. I'm gonna write that down. But yeah, shout out to y'all, man. If you're not a part of the squad yet, join the Discord, join the school. We have a lot of stuff planned here. Not only the hackathon, we're also doing courses in our Discord. There's a bunch of mentors and stuff that you could talk to about coding. We're building projects together, trying to get clients together. It's more than just a YouTube channel. We're a whole community that's in this together. Most of us are not working in tech. A lot of us is trying to get in there. Word, I'm about to add you right after this, bro. Thanks for chilling with us, man. See you next time. All right. All right, Carlos, Abby. I'll catch y'all later, man. Thanks for rocking with me. Peace.